he said these two words like problem and trauma. Challenges. They're challenges. This is a great challenge for me to overcome. Everybody that you respect did something hard, and you respect them because they do something hard. When you or anybody run away from doing what's hard, or think, oh, it's hard, I can't do it. It's a way of that you're not respecting yourself. I'm glad it's hard. I'm still gonna do it. It's hard is not gonna stop me. It makes me more excited. I'm glad it's hard.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Let's See Plants. I'm your host, KD. Today, we have a special guest. He's a co-founder of Indoor MKE. He was featured in the New York Times. He works to improve health through food for health and has overcome both breaking his leg and fear of swimming. Please welcome Sharaka Berry. How you doing?
Man, life is good and it's getting better.
I can dig it, man.
My catchphrase used to be like, doing well, I'm trying to do good.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, man. So let's get to it, man. So
yeah.
I wanted to know, man, like, how did you break your leg? How did that happen?
Doing jujitsu, so I was wrestling this heavier guy, about maybe like around 300 pounds. And so when I was like tying up with him, he fell on me, and basically, like, you see where like this part of my leg is bent all the way there.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll show you the scar after the interview. Like, basically, I turned this part of my leg into an elbow.
Damn.
Yeah, so
You were
there's
screaming top of your lungs.
Yep. So there's a rod in there on a plate, and then like the screw goes from this side into the other side.
So, maybe it's hard to explain. I only can imagine. But what was the pain like?
It felt like if you ever like crack, something like, your wrist or your elbow or whatever, it felt like that, but way worse. Like imagine you crack it and if there's like a slight pain, but then it feels good. But no, it just goes, I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard for me to explain it because that's the only time I've ever felt a pain like that. So there's barely anything to compare to.
Damn. Yeah, I only can imagine. Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, man. Damn. So,
The surgery was worse, though.
Why you say that?
Just basically, I woke up and I could feel the screws in my bone, and it's hot. Yeah.
So, during that time, did you feel any like mental setbacks? Were you going through any depression or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, interesting thing. I'm very glad that it happened in the hindsight of I would never known how strong I was had it not.
Okay, that's deep.
Mentally, where I was, I remember I told the nurse, like, I'm going to run a marathon. And I remember she just thought, like, oh, I'm training for a marathon. I was like, no, I decided that I'm going to run a marathon.
In that moment.
Yeah, when she told me my leg was broken. And, like, she, couldn't understand it. But to give you context, my dad worked forestry in Chicago, cutting down the trees, and had a work accident, 2010. Tree fell on him, broke his spine 3 different places.
Damn.
So, quadriplegic, and so you can imagine me losing my ability to walk for that 6 months, like, emotionally, that hit me hard. But I decided, like, the day I found out, like, the instant I broke it, I'm like, as soon as I get back on my feet, 110%. And I'm still doing it.
So do you think, like, when you broke your leg, did it make you feel more appreciative?
Oh, definitely. 1,000%. I mean, like, imagine if I told you after today, the next 6 months, you can't walk.
Right.
And it's like very small things, like just getting out of bed. The entire life became a challenge, like just living, you know. Like imagine your rest of your day you can't walk.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no, because the reason I'm asking, because when you had said in that moment, I decided I'm going to run for a marathon, it just gave me an impression like it just like made you more appreciative. Like, you know what, I'm finna do things that I always wanted to do.
Yep.
No, okay, no, that's dope.
Yeah.
No, that's dope.
To give more context.
Yeah.
I say if I take this back to the origins of like this mentality I had, just like in first grade, there's like a parent-teacher conference, and teacher basically told my parents that they think that I'm dyslexic because I write my letters backwards, and it wasn't taken very well by my surroundings. Basically,
Yeah.
people just thought, and people I was working with, that there's something wrong with me. And I had to learn that I have to work harder just to be average. But I don't want to be average, so I have to always work extra hard.
I feel you on that one.
And that mentality, I've taken it into everything I do.
You know what, bro? I can relate to that because,
Yeah.
like, growing up, I had a speech impediment,
Yep.
and I was treated differently with
Yep.
teachers, bullied. You know, a lot of trauma. We ain't gonna we don't have to get too deep. I cannot talk.
Yeah.
We don't have to dig too deep into that conversation.
Yeah.
But I know what it's like to be in your shoes, and me going through that, it developed me to have thick skin. It
Yes.
developed me to to work extra hard because,
Yeah.
like, honestly, bro, like, for me, I comprehend. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind saying this, but, like, I comprehend kind of slow at things sometimes. So sometimes I have to work extra hard to understand something.
Yeah.
Or work extra. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that's what drives me to keep going. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
So
you
I
know,
can relate to that.
I was just visiting one of my best friends who's his last year of medical school.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about how similar problems when he was a kid, just being thought of as the slow kid. But he
Right.
said, in school, he just started studying for tests way earlier than everybody did.
Yep.
By the time I got to, he's like, I realized he's like, not slow. I understand things deeper than other people.
Yeah.
And it takes a longer time to process.
Yeah.
Think about like a blade of grass versus like the biggest tree.
Right.
Which comes faster? The grass.
Yeah.
But what's more replaceable? The grass or the tree?
Right.
The grass is more replaceable. Like sometimes we have to just reframe how we think about things.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. No, man, that's deep. I
Yeah,
agree. I agree with
yeah.
that. I agree with that. So we finna get off topic.
Yeah.
But so during that recovery, like, what was the hardest mental hurdle you had to overcome during the recovery process?
Just weight gain.
Okay.
And I consistently deal with this. I just have a problem with overeating, and I think that exercise has been a way for me to mask it.
Okay.
But and I've done much better actually, especially this year, especially since starting with Food for Health, about controlling my portions.
Okay.
But I think some of it is not even just a problem with me as an individual being an overeater. It's the culture. Like,
Yeah.
every time we hanging out, we going to eat, just eating with everything,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I see. So what is your diet?
I'm mostly pescatarian.
Pakistani? Oh, can't even say the damn word.
Yeah, pescatarian. So just
Okay.
fish, salmon, sardines, and tuna.
Okay. Well, I have a plant-based. Our diet is different, but no, that's what's up though. Even for you to recognize your overeating, I have the same problem as well. You know what I'm saying? And I learned how to manage it throughout the years.
And this is what I would say. He said these two words like problem and trauma. Challenges. They're challenges. This is a great challenge for me to overcome. Everybody that you respect did something hard, and you respect them because they do something hard. When you or anybody run away from doing what's hard or think, oh, it's hard, I can't do it, it's a way of you that you're not respecting yourself. I'm glad it's hard. I'm still going to do it. It's hard is not going to stop me. It makes me more excited. I'm glad it's hard. And I think that's, especially in our generation, this, trauma that, is like, I have challenges.
Right.
And I can't wait to show you how I'm going to solve them.
Some real shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's some real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. No, that's some real shit. While you talking, bro, I believe that kind of, just correct me if I'm wrong, speaking just my impression of you.
Yeah.
I believe that's why you were a adventure. Like, it was up to you. You would try to jump off of a building, land to another building if you could.
Yeah.
Like you like challenges. Like I like that.
It's the mentality I had to develop to survive.
Right.
It's a necessary mentality.
Yeah.
And some people have it easy in life and some people don't.
Right.
And what I've realized is, like, you're gonna be here until you die.
Right.
So if I have a hard life where I have to deal with difficult things, I'm gonna get good at dealing with difficult things.
Right. I agree with
And
that.
enjoy myself while I'm doing it.
I agree with that because, if you always keep running away from your problems, you're always gonna keep doing it. If something always get hard and you give up, you're always gonna keep giving up.
Yes.
And people don't understand that when you in the process of doing something new, enjoy it.
Yes.
Like when I did this podcast, like the very beginning was extremely hard.
Yep.
Man, bro, my dad passed away. You know.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that was extremely hard for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I just kept going and like looking back. My dad passed away like almost 7-8 months ago. Like me going through that, I'm glad I kept going because like honestly, I am enjoying the process that I'm in.
Yes.
So when I'm looking back at it, I can realize like, damn, like I didn't know this about myself, how strong I am.
Yes.
Because especially like all the negative labels I was getting academic wise, and certain family members would say things about me.
Yep.
And like, damn, look at me, I'm overcoming that.
Yes.
So for you to have that mentality, it says a lot about you and your character.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who say negative things about you is looking from the back like, oh shit, like you actually did that.
People hate people who are willing to do the work that they're not willing to do.
I agree with that.
I don't want to compete with you.
Yeah, and they put that fear on you.
Exactly.
Keep talking,
I'll put my insecurities on you.
Yep.
I don't want to see you succeed. And if I give up on my dreams and I see you started to succeed at your dreams, I realize I made a mistake. Yeah. That hurts. Yeah. And they got to sit with it alone. Yeah. And so a lot of times we communicate with words, but emotionally we communicate too. Sometimes it's not even about you. It's that you succeeding is hurting my feelings, and then I am wanting to hurt you back, right? And sometimes, because a lot of people who aren't spending time thinking about their emotions, they don't even realize why they're mad.
Right.
They just see somebody succeeding, and it just makes them uncomfortable, and they don't realize because they didn't do that work with themselves.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And for you to say what you said, it shows that you have that self-awareness about yourself and having that emotional challenge, as I would like to say. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand, like, you know, you can have the same thing as I do or more. You got to just put in the work. And that's what make the process much bigger. If the situation is harder, the reward going to be much greater if you keep going. Yeah,
yeah. There's this guy, Jim Rome. I love listening to him speak. Yeah. He basically said something to the effect of, like, life will get much better if you learn to work harder on yourself than your job. And even outside of your job, like, harder on yourself than, like, relationships, than friendships. And it's not being selfish. It's that you are the person, you have the deepest investment with yourself because you go everywhere you go. You're with yourself the whole time. So you have to have that deep investment. People they gave up on themselves, so they put all their energy into relationships, their friendships, sometimes their children, their work.
Right.
But then when it ends, now they're devastated.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right on that one because, like, I noticed that with my dad, bro. Like, my dad, all he knew was being a father.
Yep.
That's all he knew. And there's people that I know have the same problem. All I know is being a parent. And I try to tell people, you know, I don't know what it's like to be a parent, but I just tell people just, you know, work on yourself. Yeah. Live your life because your kid's gonna get grown.
Yep.
Let me stay on topic. Your kid's gonna get grown. Then when they get grown, they move on and live their own life. Then you sitting here stuck.
Yep.
Because all you knew is how to be a.
I would say in our community specifically, and other communities can probably deal with this too, but with our community, it's just the origins of how we even got here that our work is more important than us as people. Yeah. That our things are more important than people. And we don't know how to be just people. We have to be rappers, hoopers, this. I have to have these things that are outside of yourself to feel love for yourself.
I agree.
And the thing is, if you lost everything today, would you still love yourself? And if you don't love yourself when you lost everything, you never loved yourself in the first place. You love those things.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes in our community, we turn materialistic things into a god.
Yep. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's where we be fucking up at. Where sometimes we idol worship. Some people in the community are idolized worshipers.
Yes.
If I'm saying that correctly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let's go back to what you said. Like, they need those approval for the celebrities and different things like that.
And to be fair, we were conditioned to be that way.
I agree to that.
If you watch commercials and child commercials, and I was thinking about this book I want to mention, Fast Food Nation. Okay. but fast food industry through commercials target children so they have lifelong customers. If you look at commercials, especially on cartoon channels, it shows children, you're sad. Here's this thing. You get this thing, you're happy.
Yeah.
And it goes into our subconscious. And a lot of people live like that for the rest of their lives. I'm sad. I got to go buy something, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
But then you're buying, and Kanye said, spending it before you get it. And then like you're getting more stuff, but it lasts for like 5 minutes that you're happy with that new thing.
I agree.
Before you get back to that, I think it's called homeostasis. Like you have like an average level of happiness.
Yeah.
And then like you get something, it spikes that dopamine, but then you get right back to it. And so you keep chasing it, but it's actually not fixing the problem.
Right.
And the problem in that hole that a lot of people have, you don't like yourself because you don't respect yourself, because every time you do something hard comes up, you take the easier option.
I agree.
And living for appearances. And here's the thing. I'll say this and then get back to you.
You good. No, you good.
This is the importance of integrity and doing stuff for yourself. I'm not saying being selfish and cheating people. I'm like doing stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
When you're only doing stuff to approve other people, what you're saying is that other people's perception of me is more important than my perception of myself. People need to be able to, like most of my training, I'm doing it by myself, and I decide when I stop. I'm going hard by myself, and it's like, because my judgment is the most important to me because I have to live with it. Now, if I only trained hard when other people were watching, but I knew in the back, oh, I'm still eating junk food, I'm cutting corners, I'm not doing that mile I said I was gonna do, then the bigger gap between who I actually am and who I want people to think I am, that gap is called insecurity. And the more I make the decisions, the bigger it gets. And insecurity, it ruins everything.
It does. And insecurity stop you from what you want to do. Even, not to keep bringing this up, but like me doing this, like this is like, I was afraid because my own insecurities was kicking in, because I'm like, man, I don't want to talk in front of a camera, because like I told you, like I grew up with a speech impediment. I still have that sometimes. Some words I can't say.
Yep.
And then, you know, I was afraid, like, damn, people might talk about me, but like, no, fuck that. I ain't finna let this shit stop me. You know what I'm saying? I have to really tell myself that. And and I want to, you know, before we get back on top, I want to ask you this, like, what do you think a person can do to overcome their insecurities?
Be honest with yourself and what you don't like about how you're living life, and make a plan to change it. I was watching this video where this person, you know, I guess some guru was talking to this woman. She said, I have the tendency to do. He's like, excuse me, you have the what? The tendency is like, no. Tendencies are unconscious. Like if you're scratching your head or something. If you are aware that you're doing something that you don't want to do, now it's a choice. And it's like a lot of people with that insecurity, that self-hate, whatever, you know what you need to change.
Right.
You're just too afraid to try to change it because you're afraid to fail. And what I would say, you know, I got pretty big a couple of years ago. About the biggest I was on the scale was 255.
Damn.
Yeah. I'll take off this hoodie and show you how far my skin stretches. Crazy. But I started running again by myself, and I got to 255 after I did my first marathon. And you can't imagine how humiliating it is to be able to do a marathon, which is 26 miles, and then a year later, I can't even finish a mile.
Right.
It was humiliating. And I kept doing it.
Yeah.
You have to fail and feel that pain, but know I'm getting a little bit better. And it's that immediate gratification is just, I don't want to feel in pain. And it's like sometimes that pain is the price you have to pay for all the bad decisions you made. And you can mask it, but it didn't go away. That mountain of laundry is still there. You can start, you know, folding some of those clothes and make it smaller, or you can pretend it's not there, throw it in the closet, and you know, it's the end of the victim loop. There's several steps, but like, you know, denial, lying, blaming, but the end of it is hiding. When you start hiding from the problem or trying to hide the problem.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's deep, man. That's deep. Yeah, man. You dropping some gems, dog.
Yeah.
I fucks with it, man. And I want to ask you a couple more questions about your dieting.
Yeah.
Before I switch topics. So you mentioned about overeating.
Yes.
And that's a problem that people have.
Yes.
You know, what was the steps you had to? What were the steps you had to take to stop overeating?
Yeah. One of the best things a mentor ever said to me is that if you fail to plan, you've planned to fail.
Okay.
Meal planning. So just portioning out a salad. I eat salad for lunch every day. Portioning out for the most part, I eat oatmeal. But like
Okay.
planning what I'm going to eat,
Planning what
not
you eat. Okay.
eating until I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Right?
That's okay.
Planning what I wanted to eat. And then a big thing is walking after, and walking after you're eating is really good for your digestion, but also just getting away from the food for a bit because you'll eat food and then you're like, I want some more. And it's like you're not hungry anymore, but you just want more because you can.
Yeah.
And so like physically being away from the food.
Right.
So
So, from your perspective,
Yeah.
why do you think people overeat? I believe it's the ingredients that make a person addictive. That's just my opinion. But what's your perspective?
several reasons. 1,000%. Sugar is 8 times more addictive, processed sugar, than cocaine.
Yeah.
A lot of these, like the ingredients, the red dye, red 40, is illegal in other countries, and so a big portion of it is it's addictive. Another portion is that it's a strategy for avoiding that emotional pain that a lot of people have learned. And the other thing is cultural. A lot of people, and it's why I have some difficulties being friends with certain people, and not disrespect to them, but when you don't eat what someone else is eating, it's almost a sign someone will interpret that emotionally. Like, you think you're better than me. And then they'll start to, say little things. Oh, you think you're too good to eat this, and blah, 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 with your healthy ass. And I remember, I had somebody I was with. I remember she had a person who dropped a lot of weight, and I was at her birthday party. She had like, not a fruit cake, but like a bunch of fruit that was like arranged like a cake, right? And this is a person who went from being pre-diabetic, dropped a bunch of weight, and this, and that. And I remember at this birthday party, like, somebody who was her family said, oh, with your healthy ass. And that made me so mad. You can't understand how mad that made me.
But why that made you mad if they were just joking?
They weren't joking.
Okay.
It was a passive-aggressive attack.
Oh, okay.
You could just see if you could see the dynamic by the difference in size of these people, you could see that this was some hating going on. And it was just like, this is why this makes me so mad, especially in the community. And like, as soon as we see it, we have to speak up. Have you ever self-sabotage yourself? You were doing well, and then you started doing stuff that's making your life harder?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
The reason why so many of us self-sabotage is because we know the more successful we get, a lot of people who we love are going to be mad at us, and we don't want to deal with that. And so there's so many people who self-sabotage. They self-sabotage because they want to fit in, and that is completely backwards. Our community, anytime we see anybody doing well, I should be cheering for you, the loudest cheer ever. And I don't care if it's even a small step. I don't care if it's, I lost 1 pound. I made $1 in my business. I don't care. I'm cheering for you.
Right.
I'm cheering for you. I won't get too into it because I get really mad. Because it's something, when I was working I mentioned that I was working, teaching 7th grade math. I remember one of the students in there, female black student, she was like 90th percentile at the beginning of the year on her test scores.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, she slipped all the way down to 60th percentile.
Okay.
She stopped working hard, mostly because all the other students making fun of her. So she starts to she's excellent. She's in one of the top math students in the state here in MPS in a school that's failing, but then decides to hold herself back so that the community stops, her classmates stops making fun of her. Mm-hmm. I have no tolerance for that.
Nah, man, I feel you on that one. And it be like that sometimes, like when somebody see you eating healthy, they see you doing well. Oh, you think you too good, or you remember when you was fat. Just bringing the old stuff up instead of cheering you on. And while you bring that up, I never thought about it that way because people don't understand when you bring something up what somebody used to be in the past. Sometimes it can set them back.
Yep.
But what I want to ask you is that what is your message to someone who's hearing that? And it can probably set them back on their health journey. What's your advice on that?
Yeah, who supports you and who you want to support you are oftentimes different people.
I agree with you.
And you have to accept who's there for you is who's there for you, and who's not. Sometimes it'd be the people that you love the most that you work so hard to impress them, and they're not the ones who want to see you succeed. And we have to not live in denial, accept that. That doesn't mean, what I would say is what you don't do is then say, all right, let me have this negative, vindictive energy. It's like, I'm going to start to hurt you back. Just divorce yourself from that energy, however you can. And the more you do it, then you show people how to treat you. If someone gives you negative energy and doesn't want to see you succeed, that's fine. I'll succeed without you, and I'll see you succeed away from you.
Yeah.
I did try to succeed near you and see how you treated me.
Yep. Or you want to throw things in my face when you got mad at me. Yeah, man, I had a little experience with that shit. I'm being petty right now.
Yeah, definitely. But also just, I did debate in college. Questions are way more powerful than statements. Well, you're a this, and that. Sometimes you say, why do you want to hurt my feelings so bad? You said, would you be happy if I actually started to gain the weight back? Like if you ask somebody a question, I swear to God, next time you do it, ask them a question like that. It'll mess them up. Like, why don't you like seeing me succeed? Why? You'll mess somebody up. Don't even go back with the, well, you're a this, and that. Don't turn it back on them. Ask them a question. Why does this bother you? I want to know.
All right. I call that conversation rules the nation. Questions. Yeah, I'm a firm believer. Like, I like to ask questions. Like,
yes.
It's a situation happened. I'm getting off topic. I did an interview with someone, right? And this is my first interview that I did. Shout out to the Table Podcast. They invited me, and they asked me how did I start this podcast. So I told them, I'm like, one of the things I mentioned that this guy who supposed to be my cameraman, I felt that he was playing, and I felt that he had a lot going on. So I decided to make a different direction.
Yes.
So he heard that, and for you putting me down.
Yeah.
So the first question is, how do you feel like I'm putting you down? And then and I didn't wait for him to answer. Then I responded to defend myself and basically explain to him where I was coming from.
Yes.
And then that's when he started breaking everything down, and I'm like, bro, come on now, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So not to dig deep in that, but I'm bringing that up because I like to ask questions to see where your head is at.
Yes.
And what you said is very true, is that when you ask questions, that's very powerful because it makes a person, either, this is what I feel, it makes a person think.
Yes.
Or maybe rethink on the situation, like maybe I kind of overreacted. You know what I'm saying? Make them think about themselves a little bit more. I like that.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was thinking this nonprofit I was working at, I was like employee of the month.
Yeah.
And basically something I said, the metaphor I was saying is like, you have your baby and you have this babysitter, shows up late, cuts corners, is irresponsible taking care of your baby. Is that babysitter a good person? Of course not. And I was saying like with this, the mission in this nonprofit I was working on, it's a nonprofit made to primarily serve black men. I'm like, this is somebody's dream and their creation, their baby. Yeah. If I was coming late, I'm cutting corners, I'm making it look bad, that makes me a bad person. I see another black man's dream, or anybody's dream, honestly, anybody's dream, and I spit on it and then play like it's a joke. That's not okay. It's not okay. You got to take things seriously. Show up on time. Give your best effort.
Yeah.
What are you saving your effort for is what I would like to ask people. It's like the next life, like what are you saving your effort for? In 10 years, I'm going to start trying hard again. No. And it's like the more you give quality effort, again, with that self-respect, the more you're just going to feel better about your decisions. You're going to be at peace instead of constantly thinking about, what if I actually did try? I could have made it,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And before we even switch topic, I want to ask you a couple questions with your diet too. Like you mentioned about overeating. Yeah. Sometimes you overeat. A lot of people will go to the sugar.
Yes.
And what I want to ask you is, have you been in those positions?
Yeah.
And what did you have to do to overcome that sugar addiction?
Yeah. Fruits and vegetables. I would say the big thing is oatmeal, which is packed with fiber. It fills you up. Yeah. And eating a lot of times unsweetened oatmeal or oatmeal with some very raw honey, it just kills my appetite for my cravings for candy. It just absolutely kills. I don't want to eat anything, honestly. So like, I know several dietitians, but they talk about fiber as the fourth macronutrient. So it's not really a macronutrient, but one of the things you should be eating every day. Oatmeal. Oatmeal is one of my. I'm like 50% oatmeal at this point. I always eat oatmeal. And then oftentimes fruit in the morning. And then I would say just the mental technique that I use is speaking out loud. And it may make you look crazy, but one of like Oreos and Reese's, I love them. And I'm at the 7-Eleven. They got them right at the counter. It'll be so easy to grab it. Right. And I'll speak out loud. I'm like, I want to eat that so badly, but I said I wasn't going to. And like, sometimes the cash register looking at, the person cashier looking at me crazy, but I'm like, me saying that, I'm like, if I eat that, I'm going back on my word. Like having to verbalize that, which is hard. It's a hard thing to do. Right. To say like, I'm going to feel terrible if I do that. Yeah. Like it gets me out of that craving. Cause like sometimes craving just takes over your brain and you're not even thinking and you just grab it.
And people don't understand too. It's a mental thing.
Yes.
And for my diet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still eat little, even though I'm plant-based, sometimes I might go back and eat like a dairy cookie. You know what I'm saying? So I had to mentally, wire myself to not to eat that. So what I want to ask you is like, what was the steps for you to mentally overcome that though? What was the steps? Because everybody, not say everybody, some people struggle with that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people, I mean, like, especially in this city, I would say the majority of people are struggling with that. Yeah. I know statistically, where I live by Brewers Hill in Hayward Park, that area has majority heart disease. Like you're in the minority. It's like 54%. Around that area, like the majority of seniors are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. Yeah. So I can get into the statistics because I do it for my job, especially in the community in the north side, like 53206. Like a lot of times the statistic that's brought up is prison. Like 1 out of 3 black men go to prison. The other statistic is like 70% overweight, obese, around 50%, like 55% obese. So like in the community, the majority of people are struggling with it. What I would say is like, how did I overcome it? My big thing is signing up for a race. When I sign up for a race, like I have to eat healthy. Like I train so hard that if I was eating junk food, I would not make it through the training. So, and it kind of changes how my brain sees junk food. When I see a lot of junk food, I get nauseous because I've like had it in the past. I got to get up and I got to train, and it makes me sick. And it also makes me aware of how poison it is. Because I never, a lot of times pre-workout is oatmeal and a banana. I've never eaten oatmeal and banana, ran, and felt like I was about to throw up and, feel terrible. So I'm like, oh, this is poison. This is actual poison. And the literal definition of poison. Because you eat it, you try to use your body, and you feel like you're about to die.
I agree.
So.
I agree because I can relate to that because I'm a runner myself.
Yes.
I was talking to this, his name Brian. It's a guy I had on here named Brian. I ain't dropped the episode yet, but he's a runner too. And I enjoy jogging. Mm-hmm. And when I eat bad and trying to go jog, it slows me down. Sometimes I can still feel it in my stomach.
Yes.
And I have to and that's what makes me not eat sweets because I hope a lot. So if I'm running, I can still feel it.
Yes.
Even though if I ate it yesterday or 2 days ago, I can still feel it in my stomach. Yeah. So that's what keeps me not doing it. So when you said that, I can relate to that.
Well, digestion is one of the foundations of your health. Digestion, hydration, sleep. And when you eat a lot of these things, some of these things that you eat, you literally don't digest for 2-3 days.
Yep.
Something like an apple, you digest in 30 minutes. Yeah. So when you eat this food, if you have experience eating it heavily, like a lot of us have, you feel literally heavier. Like, and I'm not even talking about weight. Yeah. It just bogs you down. Yeah. It's because your digestive system, and then that's why it makes you tired. Digesting, your smooth muscles, which is your third muscle system, uses energy. It takes energy to break stuff down. It's just the energy that, it's a part of your subconscious mind and your system that you're not doing. So you don't know why you're tired, but it's because your body's been breaking down that McDonald's burger for 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And then you got more, and then you added a couple of more burgers into there at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree to that, man.
Yeah.
It's all about what you put in your body. Health is wealth. And you mentioned about the statistics.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about that. Like, what do you think the black community or any community can do better to overcome these problems that people, let me rephrase that question. What do you think people can do better? Because, diabetes rate is high, no matter what race. But the black community have it worse, though.
Yeah.
What I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. Statistically, you're right. We are at the bottom of almost all these statistics. The only group that's close and sometimes above us is like the Menominee tribe. But besides that, we're doing the worst in all of these statistics. And then here in Milwaukee, health-wise, the worst in the country.
Wow.
In the country.
So what do you think that they can do better?
It starts with the mind, what you were saying earlier. So one thing is we have to reframe how we think about junk food. You shouldn't think of it as happiness. But, you've been conditioned. I'm loving it, McDonald's, and smiling faces. You shouldn't think of it as happiness. You should think of it as somebody exploiting you. What I like to say, and what I say a lot, is like, you can't tell me Black Lives Matter and Black health doesn't. You cannot tell me Black Lives Matter, but my health doesn't. Diet-related diseases kill us the most.
Yeah.
And so and that's what the whole thing about like the jacktivist, and you see this, that no, this is a social justice issue, and this is about us fighting for the value of our lives. And first we have to win an internal battle. And how I talk about wellness as opposed to fitness, because a lot of this is that when you're thinking about fitness and aesthetics and sports, it's this performance and how I look. And that's great. But what I'm talking about is wellness, and how I define wellness is how much you value your life. When I tell somebody, hey, them cigarettes, that's killing you.
Yeah.
That alcohol, that's messing you up. That sleeping, that's messing you up. I don't care. It don't matter. What's the it? The it is your life.
Right.
You telling me you're really, and they may not realize it. You're saying that your life, your quality of life doesn't matter. When I'm trying to get you to exercise, jog, I'm not trying to get people, not everybody needs to be a marathoner, but the majority of the community shouldn't be in failing health.
I agree.
And I'm like, we're getting to this point where it's like diabetes is just going to be a normal part of our elderly existence for the majority of the community if we stay on the same track. It's unacceptable. And the last thing I'll say about this, epigenetics, what you eat affects your expression of genes. So what you eat affects your children before they're even conceived. It affects your children before they're even conceived. One of the biggest issues, Black women are 3 times more likely here to give birth to low birth weight babies. Actually have, like the shirt I have on is the Harambe Run, which is one of the few 5Ks in the city hosted by a Black woman for healthy birth outcomes. If for some reason I can't convince you that your life matters, at least be healthy for your kids. Yeah. And I heard this on I'm taking this from a different person, so this is not my words.
Go ahead, man.
This guy, Tanner Shuck, basically said, he's like, if you're eating so bad that, because there's a 15-year life disparity gap between the Black, white community, and a lot of that is heart disease, diabetes, diet-related disease. You're abandoning your children to heart disease. You are choosing your diet over your children. That cannot be respected. And it needs to be said to people's face. And I'm like, I know it's hard. I know that you're struggling. Embrace that it's hard. It's a challenge. And that's it. I don't need to say no more.
No, actually, bro, that's why I was sitting there quiet, because you was just dropping the gems. Because people don't understand, man, health is wealth. Like, a lot of things, I'm going to piggyback what you said. Yeah. You know who LeVar Ball is, right?
That sounds very familiar.
All right. You watch basketball? God damn, dog.
Nah.
Shit, man.
Nah.
Well, basically, LeVar Ball, he's a father of Jello. Oh, fuck. I forgot the kid's name. Yeah. Point is, LeVar Ball, children is in the NBA. 2 of his sons in the NBA. 1 of his sons is a rapper. I forgot the name off top. Yeah. I know the names, but it's just not clicking. Actually, I don't know the name. It's Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, and Jello Ball. But hope I say that name right. But get to the point. The father lost his leg due to diabetes, and people don't understand that.
Yeah.
That when you're not taking care of your health, you're not working out, how the problems you're gonna have, and that's why people be depressed and going through these things because they just sitting still.
Yeah.
And I love my dad. I'm not talking bad about my dad, but my dad, health was a burden.
Yes.
And that's why I take care of my health as much as I can, because I don't want my health to be a burden. And a lot of people don't understand is that, if you have children and you're not taking care of your health, you're not understanding what you're doing to your children.
Yes.
When they keep stressing to you, crying to you, hey, put that bottle down, or stop doing this, or go work out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I take care of my health, because I don't ever want to put nobody through that.
Yeah.
But see, the community don't understand that. And go back to what we was just saying. It's all a mental thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like me coming back to it so my dad was extremely healthy, extremely healthy.
Your dad's still around?
Yeah, he's still around.
Oh, that's good.
Before the accident, though.
Okay.
But basically, accident, quadriplegic. That's when, like, paraplegic is basically when you can't use your legs. Quadriplegic is.
So your dad paralyzed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so has a lot of health problems that have nothing to do with anything that he can control. Think about that, man. If he could, he would, and he did before it. So sometimes when I see people neglecting their body, I'm like, there's people who would do anything to have what you have that you're neglecting. And I was like, if I could, I was like, you don't want it? Here, and I'll give it to somebody else.
Right.
But I can't. So all I can say is that, and it's why I'm trying to support people and love people in a way with some accountability, though. Because sometimes, like, not all your actions require somebody saying something nice to you. You got to know that you're messing up. Is that, like...
You got to give people tough love.
Exactly. But it's just like, more misery isn't going to erase misery. I'm like, the misery that I see from, certain people who are, whether it's through accidents or born not being able to use their body, I don't want any more of that. So I'm like, you don't want an amputation. You don't want these things.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't want diabetes.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, for the things you don't change, you have chosen. And I'm like, once you're aware, choice activated awareness, once you're aware of what the sugar is doing and you got information in podcasts like this, now you have a responsibility to make better choices.
I agree to that.
Can't blame ignorance no more.
Yeah, I agree to that, man. But go back to what we talked about. It's all about the mental, and that's all about how bad you truly want it.
Yes.
Some people be stuck in that victim mentality to where they use foods, they use drugs, they may use any type of distraction to not face their issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
unfortunately.
This is me being fair, and I what you said is correct.
Yeah.
There's victimization, which is a true thing, is like you've been wrong by whatever that happened. And what you're talking about, the mentality, the victim mentality. What happens is that you've been wronged by something, whether it was the odds or something bad happened. Yeah. But the mentality is when you start victimizing yourself. And it's like, what sense does that anyway? It's like, man, life is so hard for me. Yeah. Let me make it harder.
Yeah. And it's back to what you said. You can't, bro, you said some shit that's really stuck with me. You can't you cannot erase misery with
more misery.
More misery. Mm-hmm. That's really true.
Yeah.
That's really true. Not really true. That's really true. So, like, you real big on fitness, man.
Yeah.
And we, I say you more than you, dropping a lot of gems on working out, man. There's somebody out there who's struggling working out. Mm-hmm. There's somebody out there who's making excuses, you know what I'm saying, on working out. The type of mentality you have, man, like, what is your suggestion to somebody who's struggling with that of starting working out?
That you have to focus on making progress over perfection, and that you have to accept that you can't be anybody else. I think way too much. There's a lot of, and it's why I want to change a lot of the content I was doing on Instagram, where I'm just showing off my body, and that makes a lot of people feel bad. And I know a lot of people, that's what holds them back.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get into working out, and it's just me cutting through the core, like no bullshit. A lot of people get back to working out because they want to start dating again. And some of the anxiety is about the fear of rejection. I could never look like him. I could never do what he's doing. And that shuts people down. And this is what I would say. I'm not a dating coach. Put dating aside. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It'll make you harder to date if you stop showering and brushing your teeth. You still do that shit.
Right.
You know, he's like, you have high standards for yourself because you believe you can do it and because you love yourself.
Yeah.
And the high standards should be your consistency, not necessarily your ability. We're not all the same. You don't need to be an NBA player to love basketball. You don't need to be a marathon to jog. Just have the standard that I'm going to be consistent, not every once in a while when I feel like it. So, yeah.
No, that's some real shit,
Oh,
bro.
and the last thing, make it a habit. Like, just when it becomes a habit, you don't even have to think about it. Like, you know, I get up basically before my alarm. I wake up early every morning, and it's like it's to the point that the days where I wake up and I don't work out or run, it feels weird. Damn. It's like you just make it. Health is habit. You have healthy habits, you'll have a healthy body. I could give somebody who is unhealthy, let's just say I give somebody who is unhealthy a perfect body again, but they still have the habits. They're still gonna become unhealthy.
No, you're right on that one, man. And we were talking about the mental.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And one of the things I mentioned was you overcoming the fear of swimming.
Yeah. Yep.
How did that develop? You was drowned as a kid, and you just or what?
Yeah, just wasn't good at swimming. Just wasn't good at swimming. So just like that. Like I would say more than anything, that was like my biggest fear was swimming.
So you see water, you would be terrified. You was that kid to be screaming top of their lungs.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn, I can picture you. That's why. Yeah, shit crazy. So
just hated it.
So when you make that decision, like, I'm gonna face my fears. Was that when you was laying on that hospital bed?
No, so that is different. So the hospital, that happened 2019.
Okay.
And then my first marathon, 2021. I was going to do a marathon in 2020, but then 2020 happened, so all that stuff got canceled. Then something I won't go too into, but like into 2021, I just had, I'll just paint this picture. Life just came up, ran up on me and jumped me and curb stumped me into the ground.
Be like that.
And it did it like 6 different incidences. Like it's one thing I got beat up, and in the middle of me trying to get back up, I got beat up again. And it is like all within like 2 months. Some serious stuff. You'd be surprised. And just all the things that I cared about, the biggest things, the things that were the most important to me, just didn't have. And I was broken in a way that I never got that low before, and just spent 16 months just stuck in a horrible place mentally.
Man, I know. Hey.
Yeah. So after the marathon, maybe a couple of months after, like 3 months, gained almost 100 pounds.
Okay.
And just got I got as mentally low as one person could get. And on my, what has that been, my 27th birthday, I signed up for a triathlon. And I basically said, like, I'm going to learn to swim or I ain't going to make it out that water. Like, that's the only option. And basically, it's in one of my poems where I say I would rather die doing what I love than live with hating who I am. It got to the point so bad. All those things I was talking about, a person who's overeating, a person who doesn't care about himself, a person who is lazy, a person who is but this person in public, but this person, all that stuff, I was talking about myself. That's who I was. And I had just made a decision, a commitment, and then posted on Instagram that I'm like, I'm doing this triathlon. And when I crossed that finish line, I regained faith in myself. And what this journey means to me is that everything that I have endured had a purpose. I bring it back to the last thing I'll say. It's a great book, one of my favorite book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Okay.
In the 9th chapter, Uncommon Amongst Uncommon Men, he was talking about he was doing the swim training where you're swimming to the bottom, the pool, tying a knot, swimming back up. It's almost like this controlled drowning. It's horrible. And he had a whole mental shift in the middle of him doing it. He said, my childhood wasn't this horrible punishment. It was the perfect training to make me the hardest man alive. And I remember reading that book, and and his childhood was pretty messed up. But I was was like, you know what? If that made him that strong, I was like, I bet I could be strong.
Yeah.
like I read that and that resonated with me so fast. I was like, it made me change my thinking about all these bad things that happen. I'm like, oh no, these weren't problems or traumas. These were challenges. And I'm like, that didn't stop me. I'm still here. I can do more. So
No, that's deep, bro.
Yeah.
Man, bro, you honestly, bro, like you like the second person who's inspired me to face my fears, and face my goals, bro. That's some real shit right there.
That's the purpose of my channel. That year where I was training for the triathlon, I deleted all my social media.
Yeah.
I deleted, except for maybe LinkedIn. I deleted all of them. It's off of it. And I really wasn't doing it for other people. I was doing it for me. One of my best friends got married. I got back on social media, you know, just to share the wedding photos, started posting my workout stuff. But what's been so crazy, there's been people I haven't seen in years, and I would see them do like their first 5K. I'd be like, congratulations, man. I'm like, so awesome that you got into running. He's like, yeah, I started watching your channel. Now I signed up for a 5K. Like, I've seen some body transformations. Somebody tell me that they stopped drinking. That, you know, people, people who were like in real bad places and like saying, I started watching your stuff and this and it's something called a mimetic desire. Basically, like, you know how children copy people.
Yeah.
You know, they copy their heroes who they want to be. And it's like, I know that, and especially people who know me and what I've been through, they see that and they're like, oh, if he can do well, I can get over my stuff. Right. And that's the only purpose I have for my channel at this point. Honestly, as you know, I'm getting up to this Ironman and sponsorships. I want to hire an editor. They can do the channel. I don't want to be on it because like I don't like social media. But there's a power though, because social media ain't going away of using it to show people positive things, what you're doing, talking about health, changing the conversation. But really, the greatest gift you can give to somebody is to inspire them to want to be better.
I agree with that, man. You know, I believe God have a purpose for you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe, you know what I'm saying, you here to inspire people.
Yeah.
And God will use the people. How can I say this? I was called as one, so I'm pretty sure you can relate. The ones that, oh, he's weird, or he's special, or he this and this and that. Those be the ones that God used to inspire people. And the same ones who speak negative of you be the same ones coming back to you like, man, you did this for me. And back in your head, like, man, I remember you said this about me, but you know what? I'm going to let that go.
Yeah.
But the point is I'm saying is that for you to keep going, bro, man, keep it going, dog, because you be so, man, just you inspiring this small group of people. Just imagine you keep doing what you want to do and how big you can do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we met for a reason. Because I feel like me and you we kind of came from the same, so we got similarities, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But what you sharing with me, bro, I don't mind sharing with you off camera, bro. But just like we definitely got similarities. And we kind of like beat the odds. We beat the statistics that we ain't supposed to be in this position because of the labels, but we overcame that. Yep. I say more to you because it's about you. You gonna hear, but you overcame that, bro, and I really applaud you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, shit, we can say we did it.
Yeah, we did it. God damn it.
And we're gonna continue.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like this is just the warm up.
Oh, yeah,
you ain't seen nothing yet.
What you said, man? Nah, man, because you know what I'm saying. Like it's crazy, bro. Cause sometimes I get emotional. I think about this, like, damn, I overcame this. When I start thanking God for, like, man, I'm glad you. I'm like what you said. Like, you should be happy you went through that. Because me going through that made me who I am and made me treat people how I want to be treated.
And I guess what I would say to some people, because some people don't like that idea when like, I'm happy I went through that. And it's like, I'm happy what it revealed about me, that I had that character.
Right.
I'm not going to just get myself in a car accident so I can overcome being in a car accident. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm glad when life was hard, it gave me the opportunity to be strong.
Yeah, facts, man. No, facts, man. And the things you overcame, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, the overcoming the fear. I'm saying that shit right? Mm-hmm. You overcoming the fear of swimming. Yeah. You overcoming, like, breaking your leg, and you tell yourself, I'm gonna run on a marathon. Yep. What that shows about you? What you learn about yourself?
I'm stronger than I thought I was. And that, I guess the biggest thing is that I was wrong about myself.
I can relate to that. Keep going.
I think, I wasn't always the man that you see before you. There was a large part of my childhood, especially with the being called dyslexic and, stupid and this and that, where, I basically, around the seventh grade, I was in Chicago State, this like remedial reading program. And it was for full with black boys, those who couldn't read.
Oh, okay.
Right? That was where I was. And I just remember it was back kind of me to talk about like that mentality where I signed up for that triathlon. I'm like, I'm gonna swim, and that's the end of it. I just had a point where I was just so upset with myself about who I was. I remember going in the mirror and talking to myself, saying, I know that I'm stupid, but that I was gonna work so hard that no one would ever believe it. Mm-hmm. And within 5 years of that, we started in 8th grade, I was going to the number 6 undergrad college in the country on an academic scholarship. And I guess like being happy that I was wrong about myself.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that because like I said, growing up for me, bro, like I was that slow kid. I was that slow kid who couldn't talk. One of my relatives, I ain't gonna say who said it, but she told my sister I was touched by an angel. And a lot of people don't know that. That's offensive. When somebody say you got touched by an angel, meaning that you're slow. And and I believed that I was slow. I believed that, I wasn't gonna amount to nothing in life. You know what I'm saying? Just the negative the negative labels, you know what I'm saying? But but I think honestly when my dad passed, it kind of it showed me that I was wrong about myself.
Exactly.
That I was actually strong because I always thought I was weak-minded. You know what I'm saying? And then like me going to college, I got my social degree in liberal arts, and me getting that college degree, I went to MATC, and I went to MATC. I got my what do you call that shit? What's the type of degree?
What, bachelor's?
Not bachelor's. Before that, social degree.
Associates, yeah.
I got my social degree in liberal arts, and like I cried because it's like I didn't ever picture myself being in this position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what you said. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Then, like I said, like me having a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm hosting the whole podcast.
Yes.
So it's just like, man, bro. So I really admire you, bro.
Yeah. And what's so important about all the things that you just mentioned is that, one day, if it isn't already happening right now, is that a younger black male is going to see you as a role model to aspire to.
Yeah.
And that's so important to keep going, because that's the greatest thing we can give to the generation, is to be a good example. And I think that that's where a lot of the hopelessness is that so many people seeing other people doing the wrong choices, they're like, but when they see somebody's like, wait a second, no, this guy, if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And that's just so important, and that we take it on as a responsibility.
Right.
And that's important for me to talk about this being a responsibility, because I'll be honest with you, there's some negative sides to how my journey, where some of this was just ego. Some of this was 1,000%. Like, I want to hurt people. I want to show you I'm better than you.
Same here. That's how it was at one point in my life.
Yeah, I'm going to show you how much better I am at you. I'm going to get so sick. And the thing is, it felt good and bad at the same time, though. The more angry I got, because forget other people. I lived with that anger and that vindictiveness, and I want to get back at people. But the more I'm planning on getting back at people, the more I'm neglecting myself. And again, it's being insecure. I'm not doing it for myself. Now I'm doing it for other people. So
yeah, and bro, that's some real shit, because I was in that situation, bro. I was in exactly situation. Like, even I was like that for a good long period of time in my life. Yeah. Even with working out, because I used to be big, and I'm like, I'm finna drop the weight just to prove that I'm not this, and any girl who dissed me, she gonna regret it. And I'm working out, and I'm losing the weight. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it to be accepted. Yes. And then too, like my own personal journey. I'm not gonna get into too deep, but just in relationships I was in, I'm like, okay, this person wanna do me like this. Okay, I'm finna make sure I get the most money I can make. I'm finna shit on her. I'm finna shit on this person. Now I keep failing because I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for them. And it took me to that moment to realize a friend told me like, yo, like you've been addictive.
Yeah.
And that made me realize, and I believe that's a problem with our community.
Yes.
Is that we've been addictive to each other, and then we neglect ourselves, and we're not doing things for ourselves, and then we end up fucking up, and then you get more depressing. And then it's go back to what you said. You cannot erase misery with another misery. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And bro, yeah, nah, you definitely right on that one, bro. Nah, you definitely right on that one, bro. So before I wrap things up, man, I gotta ask you about this, man. You run these marathons, man. You like a Tarzan.
Yeah.
You running, dogs. I be seeing you on the story. You upside down, man. You doing backflips. No, you ain't doing backflips. But like, man, you very got a strong, you very strong, man. So basically what I wanted to ask you is, man, like, you run these marathons, man. You've been prepared for it, man. Like, what is your preparation first? That's what I ask you. How do you, prepare for these marathons?
Yeah. I'm doing like a major event like once a year, and major in terms of like, marathon. What I'm currently training for is the half Ironman triathlon.
Okay.
And I set it out like at least 9 months in the future. Like that's one thing is like, it's a big pet peeve of mine. Don't sign up for races like right before. Like you got to give yourself time to prepare, or you're really self-harming. You're damaging your body.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Training schedule. I would say 80% of my training is in the morning because nothing competes with the morning.
Okay.
I get up about 4 a.m. most mornings, between 4 and 4:30.
Damn.
Nothing competes with the mornings, like on my schedule.
Yeah.
So I never have an excuse of, I had something to do. And then I would just say, mentally, I listen to a lot of stories of people triumphing, of winning, and that's important to like get my mind to think about, I am going to make it, not I can't make it. And it's like, you say that stuff to yourself a lot. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
So that belief is the most important thing.
Okay.
And just knowing my why, and my why now is that I'm like, I inspire people, and I won't share other people's stories, but some people were in like really bad spots, and it's so crazy to me that they look at what I do to give them inspiration. But I'm like, I know people do, and if I started, if I gave up, I know that would hurt some people.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't feel like I even have the option to give up anymore.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that part. I feel you on that one. I see. Yeah. So like, how does it work? Like, if you become first place, you get a reward, or it's just bragging rights?
It's more just finishing the race. I'm not doing it like as an athlete, like competing. It's just finishing the race.
Got it.
But I wouldn't say it's just finishing the race. Like 1% of people ever even do a marathon. So it's like you're doing something that most people. It's hard for me to explain it because it's like most people never work to that level.
So like, how many miles do this marathon run?
So a marathon is 26.2 miles. What I'm training for, to give you context, so the Ironman, that's the ultimate thing I'm training for either next year, or I've given it in case of injury 3 years, possibly, like if not next year, the year after. But so an Ironman is 2.4 miles of swimming, 112 miles of biking, then followed by a full marathon, 2.6.
Okay.
26.2 miles of running, all in one day.
Damn. Yeah. So like, what was the most miles you ran in a day?
Most miles, a marathon, so 26 miles.
God damn.
I think the craziest thing I've done so far, maybe 2 years ago in Boston, I was doing this Spartan race. I have a lot of race stories, but I did this Spartan race. But when I basically went to Boston, I decided to not take any like transit. I was running physically everywhere. I ran to my friend's apartment from the airport, 8 miles. I ran to the stadium to do the Spartan race. And after that like weekend was over, I was like tracking all the miles I did. It was 80.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you a question, dog. This happened to me before. So I like to run, like I mentioned. The most I ever ran was about 3 miles. I never. So like, you ever had a moment you used the bathroom on yourself?
No.
No, you never had that.
No,
okay.
not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Hopefully, no.
Okay. Yeah, man. Because I remember I was running, So I'm like, all right, I was walking the rest. And you know how you feel like you got a fart. Like, okay,
Yeah.
fart come in and the rest is history. I said, oh, Lord. I said, oh, Lord. Oh, shit.
Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
hasn't happened to me yet. I know that that's a thing that happens. It hasn't happened
man.
yet.
You be running, man. Stomach get the, man.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, like, funny story. I never told anybody this.
Okay.
Like, first day of college, that happened to me for no reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, before I was going to class,
Goddamn.
I had to get rid of my jeans. Luckily, nobody saw this.
Yeah.
There's no evidence that it ever happened. So,
No, shit crazy, man.
yeah, that shit is literally crazy.
Nah, man. Yeah. No, man. But this is my last couple questions. Anybody who want to get into the marathons, what's your advice?
I would say the major thing is know what type of runner you are. Okay. And I would say I'm an introverted runner, and that like I like doing most of my runs by myself. And it's that.
Me too.
Well, it's a meditation. Well, running is a status check. It's a status check on your body, but it's also a status check on your mind. Wherever your mind is going is what's most important to you at that moment. And so, running for me, it's very personal. It's a very internal battle.
Yeah.
But that's not everybody. Some people like groups. So if you need a group, get a run group. And I think for most people, run groups are great. You know, community, somebody talking to. But if you're more of an introverted runner, and you're the type of person who hates when people slow you down, you gotta do it by yourself. I would say not all of the running, but by yourself. Don't skip out on your shoes. You can get super expensive shoes, but it's important that you have shoes that are properly aligned. Like all of our feet are not the same shape. Right. And some people have feet that's overpronating. So like their feet is like turning in because of the shoe they have on. Okay. So that's one of the most important things is that you have good shoes and then have a running plan. Don't just run as much as you feel like it because the thing is what messes up most new runners is that they run too much. And it's like, because people hear I'm running and doing a marathon, they think, oh, you're doing 10 miles every day. No. I'm like, I do over 5 miles at most once a week. Like, you know, I am doing 10 or 20 miles, but I'm like, whenever I'm doing that, I'm like, I have to rest the day before, the day after, and I'm not doing it back to back because you're gonna mess up your knees, you're gonna mess up your meniscus, your cartilage. Your body cannot take 20 miles a day, you know?
Okay.
So.
Makes sense, man. Nah, man, I applaud you. I don't know, man. I told the guy who I interviewed named Brian, I told him the same thing, but, man, you might see me, man. Mm-hmm. You might see me out there with you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta think on it. I gotta mentally prepare myself. I normally used to run every summer. Mm-hmm. I haven't ran last summer, but this summer I'm going to. Yeah. For sure. So, yeah, you might see me out there, man. Yeah,
I would say, you know, come to some of the run groups. There's Fear MKE, Endure MKE, Buena Tierra. It's a good place to network, get to know people. Definitely. And then you're coming together to do something healthy.
You know? No, definitely, man. No, definitely, man. Yeah. And one of the things I want to ask you, man, you got featured in the New York Times. How did that came about? Yeah, so during the presidential election, I was working for a couple of different organizations. So I was actually living in Minneapolis, working for this organization, Isaiah, registering people to vote. And then part-time, I was working for Voces de la Frontera, which is an immigrants' rights group. They were wanting to interview like some of the people who were working there, and they very interested in like the Black and Latino coalition that we were building. Crazy story. So like, the voter network we were building of irregular voters and new voters, so people who barely ever vote or don't vote, was around like 20,000 people. Yeah. And that year, we won the state by about 23,000 people. Okay. So what we were doing had an impact on the course of the election and history and all that. But a reporter wanted to interview us. They picked me because I guess I talk good to speak about the work I was doing. And then, that was when the DNC was in town, so that, I don't know if I sent you the picture of me in the New York Times. I'll send it to you. Okay. But they got a really good picture of me doing the whole Wakanda pose. Cool moment. Definitely was, man. That's a hell of an accomplishment, too, man.
Yeah.
Like, Like and man, you accomplish a lot of things, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like throughout your life, and like this is my two last questions. So like you accomplish a lot of these things. You accomplish a lot, like I had mentioned. What are like what are the things you looking to achieve? Like what's the next thing you plan on achieving?
Uh,
The next challenge. That's the word I should say.
After finishing the Ironman, I want to write a book called The Art of Not Giving Up.
Okay.
So like finishing a book, and then I think even though I like my education, I'm not a big fan of school, but I do want to go back just for the ability to get like jobs in public health where I can start to not just talk about these, but help influence the policy decisions. So I was thinking about like a master's in public health. And then I think the thing is, and the reason why I want to increase my education about like health is there will be a time where I will not be able to do these things anymore, the Ironman and all that. And I was like, what's going to be next for me after that is me being able to coach someone like me so that they don't have to make the mistakes. They don't have to do the meniscus stuff. And like I injured my spine just being an idiot, like trying to teach people how to train properly. And I want to coach people through an Ironman and a marathon.
Oh, man, I can see you doing that, bro.
Yeah, so like transitioning, because I think passing the torch is essential. And that's really where this country, what's messing up this country is that certain generation holding on to the torch, and it's like your time is past. No disrespect to you, but you got to pass it on to the next generation.
Definitely, man. It takes a village, as I like to say. So that's my last question, man.
Yeah.
So like out of everything you everything you had accomplished, what are you the most proud of so far?
There was a person who's my hero, even though he's too humble to admit it. But there was a person once who just because of circumstances ended up having like nothing and nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And I was the person he called. I would say, and I won't go more into what's that, but being able to help that person, he's doing amazing now.
Yeah.
The fact that one, he could call me, and that I had my stuff together where I could help him.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That I've ever done.
Yeah.
So service to others. I think did you have a second question?
No, that was the last one.
Okay.
No, that was the last
Yeah. So that
I'm pretty sure it's a lot because you got college. You got college degrees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like I said, you beat these statistics, man. That's something to be proud of, man. Like
Well, yeah. I had a poem. It's called Statistics. It's like statistics are mean, but when I'm in the mode, I change the medium, and I'm trying to be at the top and not the medium. Never believe the media, they're deceiving you. I ain't a fool, got they bunny changing you. I ain't a stat. Another black man getting shot up in the back. I'm trying to make my legacy a motherfucking fact. I'm a stat. I'm not a stat, I'm random. I go against the odds that you can't even fathom. Got me going on tangents and the haters co-sign. I remember back in the day, they was all trying to deny it. Got me praying in the sky, forgot to give me a sign, and the rest of society was all trying to find me, trying to get so high that you need an astronaut to confine me. All right.
Oh, shit. Hey, man, you know, Let's See Plans podcast is a record label, too. Seriously. I'm like, shit, I was ready to make some phone calls to get that contract already.
That is something I've been procrastinating, where it's like I wanted to do, like, you could call it an album, but I just, like, inspirational music, and it's like, not, like, as a career, but, like, I hear a lot of my own songs in my head when I'm running. Like, I'm writing my own little songs.
Do you listen to music when you run?
Yeah, but I listen to a lot of beats more than like people talking.
Go ahead. I don't want to change topics, so I have to ask you that. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I did want to, like, and it's been years. It's just I never finish it, or I never even, like, I have stuff written down, but I never get to the music part. Like, make inspirational music, because I think that that's another thing around, if be specific to black men, is like we listening to negative thinking all the day.
Yeah.
And we can, I understand because we can relate to it. Someone saying my dad wasn't there, my mom said I wasn't going to be shit. You know, I'm thinking about like a G Herbo lyric, and I'm like, the song "Sleeping on the Floor" because that's been a reality of my life, and I feel that song, but I don't listen to that music.
Yeah.
Not because even that I got a problem with him, but because I know I'm like, that's me getting back to my resentful side. So.
Yeah, no, you're right on that one, man. You gotta watch what we listen to. Because music control our emotions, how we act and how we think. And I definitely agree with that, man.
Well, I guess what I would say is like, you know, a lot of times I don't like the term rappers because I think like we don't take it as I think that hip hop is really serious and really powerful. Yeah. And what they're doing, they're philosophers. These people, this is philosophy that they're talking about, how our approach to life and the experiences we have and what we should take away from it. It's philosophers, but we, you know, because it's black men doing it, we want to dumb it down. Oh, you're just a rapper. But he's like, no, he's saying a philosophy. It's a philosophy that's not productive, but you know, there's a lot of deep thought in hip hop. You know, so
definitely, man. No, definitely, man. No, definitely. You know, words are powerful.
Yes.
And what you say, you manifest those things, and that's why some of these rappers are getting caught up because of what they, you know, put out there, their energy, I should say. Yes. But yeah, man. But well, man. That's all the questions I have, man. Keep on doing the damn thing, bro. You know, and this is my first time meeting you. And, you know, I want to say I'm very proud of you, bro. Yes. Keep it going, bro. Because you inspire me, and I'm sure you inspire others, bro. It's just keep going, bro. God have a plan for you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, real shit. We met for a reason.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah.